We are live, we are live, we are live. So what's going on? So today, I'm Caroline J. Carpenter with the Hollywood Gatekeepers, and we are talking today about age. Can't I be younger? But I'm younger right now than I am right now. I'm younger right now than I am right now. It's all in how you look at it, right? Right, folks? Are we live? We are live. So as part of Hollywood Gatekeepers and as part of this whole kit and caboodle, we have the Masterclass. We just did one today, just a few minutes ago. We got off, and wow, we're having so much fun with the Masterclass. And big announcement, drum roll please, we're adding another one. Hey, Joy, woohoo! We've had so many people that have been emailing and messaging and texting, and so many people that are like, I'm shocked. They sound just like that. I'm shocked. But I want to go and I couldn't be there and I wasn't there. So we are adding one more. So if you go to HollywoodGatekeepers.net / Masterclass. I don't. You can sign up. Oh, wait. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. There we go. I'm on it. Sorry. Okay. Focus. So, we here at Hollywood Gatekeepers, we do trainings in all kinds of different ways, right? So we do comments. We do, hey, Scotland, how are you? So I can hear emails. Can't you? I know you can. I know there's my email. As a matter of fact, you just did. That was such great timing. And there it is, someone signing up for the Masterclass. Ding! I'm in. That was awesome timing. So you can learn how to be a reader in many, many different ways. And so we do trainings here every week. We do trainings about reading, but also about life, because really, you got to get your life going, right? So and then we do trainings in Instagram, and we have a podcast, and we have a YouTube channel. So we do a lot of trainings in a lot of places. And the Masterclass we do every great once in a while, because that opens up enrollment into our programs. So we have a couple of different programs. We have different ways that you can learn how to become a reader. And so the Masterclass is the first step to that. So you can take the Masterclass, and in the Masterclass, you get a ton of free stuff, and we show you what to do, and we show you what it's all about. And then hopefully you come into the program, because that's where we really have fun. We have fun here too, but it's a little different. So while we've been doing this, we get a lot of people, they wanted to come, they couldn't make it. We've done 4 already. We did one Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because we're crazy that way. And now we're going to add one more on Saturday. So you will see that coming down the pike. And then, yeah, that's all I'm going to say right now. That's all I know right now. So, we get a lot of questions about a lot of things during the Masterclass. People are asking us, I see your laughing face and I raise you. People ask us a lot of different questions. And so this week, every day at 3, we're just doing quick little 15-minute little shot in the arm. Psh, pow. That's what we're doing. So for just, oh my goodness, it's 3:06. So we've got 9 minutes left. So we just are doing a quick little jumpstart stuff, answering questions stuff. That's the technical term for it. Answering questions that people ask in the Masterclass. And one of the questions that we get kind of a lot is, am I too old to be a reader? And am I too young to be a reader? And am I too tall to be a reader? That's my joke. Am I too tall to be a reader? You have to be short. No. So it doesn't matter how tall you are. Doesn't matter how old you are. That's why I throw that in there, because it really doesn't matter. The thing that matters is you and how. Hey, Doug. Doug's here. Yay. Yay for Doug. Doug is here. And it does not matter how old you are. It does not matter how young you are within child labor laws, of course. So it's done online. So as long as you have working internet and a device of some kind, I guess you could even potentially do it on your phone. It'd be a lot harder just because the print's so small. But no matter how old you are, I am too tall to be a reader. No, I'm too short to be a reader. No, I'm average. Everything. I'm like the average. I'm like medium. What size are you? Medium. I'm medium in everything. Medium feet, medium. I'm just medium. I've never been, and it depends on, I once had an audition where they were looking for short people, someone to replace them, and my friend was in the show already, and she said, you need to be short, and she's really short. And so I was like, okay. So I dressed in stripes going this way. I was a costumer, I knew what to do. It was like big hair days, so I put my hair back down. I literally during the audition plied the whole time, meaning squatted just a tiny bit. So I'd be short. I'm really short. I danced looking short. And then there was another girl who was actually shorter than me, but she wore her hair literally up on it. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, she wore her hair up on her head. She had like her leotard like hiked up. So everything was like, because I think she was short. So she was trying to, not knowing she didn't have the inside track like I did. She didn't know, even though she definitely seemed, she had big old heels on them and flats. So then when I got the job, because I was replacing someone that was short, I put her costume on. It was like way too short. And they were like, wait a minute, how tall are you? It's like, it's on my resume. But I was like, I can sew. So I fixed my costume. Anyway, hey, stranger, you look at me yet? So anywho, yes, doesn't matter how tall you are, just like it doesn't matter how old or young you are. So the thing that matters, though, is your approach. So if you are of a certain age and you've lived through, I was gonna like really go there. If you've lived through Charlie Chaplin movies, maybe you have, but if you've lived through, a certain time period, if you're always referring back to, movies from the 60s or 50s or 40s or whatever your thing is, if you're, retired and you're looking at the golden age of Hollywood and you're constantly comparing it to that, then yeah, that's going to hurt you if you're using phrases like gee willikers. What's a phrase? What's a phrase from not now? So if you're using phrases that are, really date you in a certain time period, and if you're constantly acting as though, well, they just don't make movies like they used to, if you come from that, the 80s were spectacular and now it all sucks. If you don't, and you don't like embrace technology, and you're like refuse to use Facebook, and if you wouldn't be here if that's the case, I'm totally like building this curmudgeon. That doesn't mean that, see what I mean? Like, that's not from being old. Those are not old people traits. I'm acting like they are, and that's how people put them. That is not an old person trait. That is just a curmudgeon trait. Doesn't matter how old you are. My dad was 91. His dad lived to be 102. I was hoping he would do that too. But he did not do that maybe right towards the end, he had a few things like that. But he was all about, like, how can I learn this? He wasn't so good at retraining it towards the end there, but he's always been really much younger, and he had a wife much younger than he is. And he was just like I was going to say a young older person, but I wouldn't even want to describe it like that. So it's a mindset thing, not an age thing. So, and there's only age. So going back to the model, as we always do, there's only age because we've all agreed on a calendar. We've all agreed on this many times around the sun is going to equal this and blah, blah, blah. What if, okay, you know what? From now on, I'm only having I have 24 months in my year. So it's going to be January A, January B. So it is like, right there, I just cut my age in half. Boom. I'm a youngster. So I'm just trying to make a silly point here, but I am trying to make a serious point too, that age is, like they say, just a number. And it is like, it's not about how old you are. It's about how you approach the work. If you're able to stick to your deadlines and get things done, it doesn't matter. I don't care if you're 102. If you know what the movies are and you can write and you can submit it and you can do your work, I don't think it matters. And on the flip side, if you're young, as long as you do know those movies that I just talked about people referencing, as long as you do your homework and you know the difference between all of the Star is Borns, if you know what this, that's a great example actually, because there's been several remakes, and you know that it's a remake and you know who did the first remake, and you're just up on stuff, and you're not totally using so much current day slang that someone, producers most likely are going to be, if you're young in your 20s or whatever, 18, your producers are probably going to be much older than you are. And so if you use totally current phrases and, I was totally about to date myself. Trying to think like my, that's sweet. I mean, that's not trying to think things my son says, but it's like, current phrases right now. If you use stuff that's really, really dated in present day, it'll also have the same effect, right? You want to be in that middle ground. Know the work that came before you were alive. Know that there was a world before that you were alive, and also respect. Total respect for both generations. So okay, boomer, like that doesn't really fly in a coverage. You want to it's not about that. It's all good. It doesn't matter. And one of the things you'll be looking for as a reader is making sure that it can benefit you as whatever age you're at, because you're an expert at being that age. So if you are 18 and you're reading screenplays and you're being a reader, then you're going to know what the current sort of well, depending on the kind of 18-year-old you are, but you're going to be a little more hip to some of that stuff. So you can make that comment, people don't talk like this anymore, or if you were born in the 50s, you're going to know that time period and know, oh wait, we didn't use that phrase. I actually saw a movie, I forget what it was, where it was set in present day. No, I'm sorry. It was set in the 50s, I want to say, and the character went like this. And I'm like, no, that's not a thing that they did back then. So it is and even I absolutely, Jojo the Rabbit, favorite movie, but even the dancing at the very end like that, they're doing some modern moves, which I think is fine in the overall thing of the picture, because they're kind of making it, or maybe they're not, but I can interpret it that they're making a statement that it's sort of dance is universal, and these problems that they had in that movie are definitely problems that are still exist today. And it's like, you need to dance. And then they put it that beautiful quote at the end. So it sort of makes sense, but they're not doing and I'm a dancer, so they're not doing period dance movements. So my initial, knee jerk was my period dancer coming up going, that's not a dance move from that time period. But I think it's kind of a cool, and it's ending. So it's kind of a cool way to move it into the future in a weird way. So kickball change, baby. So, you can't do those. Sorry. So can we start joking now? Can we start calling you, I don't know, gimpy names? Poor Doug. He hurt his foot in a major way, and I'm joking about it. But that's because he knows. He knows it's all in jest. I hate people like that. What? I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. Relax. Anyway, so so yes, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how old you are, but it's a good topic though, one for life, because get over yourself and stop worrying about how old you are, whether you feel like you're too young or too old or too whatever. I mean, when I first started this, honestly, I did have a little bit of oh, I don't know, I'm just too old to be going on camera every day. And then I thought, oh, if I could just, lose some weight, I just want to get thin and then we'll do this project. Then I was like, I want to be thin and I want to be younger. And then I'm like, okay, I don't think that's going to happen. So then I just got over it, and here I am. So it is about accepting who you are, accepting your age, your weight, your height, whatever it might be, whatever it is, whatever, if you want to be something different, then be something different. But otherwise, love and accept who you are. I mean, that's what it's all about. So, yeah, so you can use the expertise that you have with the age that you are, and use that to your advantage, no matter what age you are, no matter what you've lived through. It's like that makes you an expert in that thing. So, and you can apply it to your reading. That's the beautiful thing about it. Stories, it's all stories, and we all love stories, and there's stories for everyone. So that's our little shot in the arm for today. So that's what we're doing for today. We will be back though, because it's Wednesday. So we have our normal, usual, typical, sounds boring, fantastic, reoccurring, what's a more exciting word for that? Revisit, reinvention. Ooh, now we're getting there. We're getting there. At 5, like we always do. So, and today we will be talking about, we talked about money yesterday, and we talked about time the day before. And so we're going to kind of combine that a little bit today. What did I say? We're actually, yeah, it's more about time. Did I post it like time? I think I did. I'm like, hold on, can I look at that? I don't know that I can. I guess I can't look at our other scheduled broadcasts now while I'm live. Okay, so it's primarily time, because we have a huge money training coming up on February 29th. Leap year, mark your calendars for 2:00 on the 29th, where it's going to be a free training just for fun to get your money mind all together. So we'll talk a little bit about that today, but it's primarily we're going to be talking about time. So we gave you the homework. So you've got an hour now and 45 minutes to do to do an exercise where you hopefully have been tracking your time. That was the assignment. That was what we told you to do. So track your time, but looking back on your time and seeing how you've been spending your time, and then seeing how you feel about that. Feel about the time that you've been spending. So, all right, are we cool? All right, so we'll see you at 5. Can't get enough of it. Woohoo! All right, you guys, we'll have a good hour and 45 minutes. Think about your time. Go back and look at what you did the last couple of days, and we'll meet you on the flip side. All right, you guys, talk to you soon. Bye.